Hi everyone! Today we're going to be doing something that I don't really do very often, so this is more of a impromptu get ready with me because I all of a sudden have a lot of new things and I thought I would just kind of sit down and try them with you because not all of these things are things that I want to do separate reviews on. So maybe I'll start off by just showing you my Try Beauty box. I got this the other day in the mail and this is just like a subscription box, kind of like BoxyCharm. But there's a couple of things in here that I thought maybe I would put into my giveaway, so I don't want to do like a full unboxing video because I'm not going to be using all of them. So the first thing that I have is like a dewy foundation mixer, and this is by Cove, and I'm not about that dewy life, so this will be going into my giveaway. If you haven't already entered my giveaway, I will link the video up here where I posted about it. You still have about 4 more days before I draw a winner, so 3 more days when this video goes up, so this will be going into the giveaway as well. I also got a beauty blender in this box, which I'm probably not going to be using today because I don't really use beauty blenders, but that's something that's kind of just nice to have on hand. It also came with a liquid liner that I'll be trying out, a Suva Moisture Matte Liquid Lipstick, I'll also be trying this later, as well as a liquid eyeshadow topper, I think. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this because I did swatch it and it's more of like a cream shadow, not like a glittery one, so I'm not a huge fan of this, but we'll see when I get there. There's also this Pierre Glowing palette. And this is supposed to retail for $50, I think. Oh shit, and it broke. That's awesome. Alright, well, I guess we're not going to be using this shade. Maybe I'll just try to kind of press this back into the pan. So I think I somewhat saved this. So we're going to be trying this out later on. And I also got a little blush from the Balm, which looks like this. So maybe we can also try this. And I also have a couple of things that I got from a friend of mine. Her name is Prue. I did a collab with her a little while back. I will link that up here if you want to check that out. But she is a friend that I met through YouTube and we've been talking so much lately and we decided to do like a gift swap. So she sent me a present all the way from Australia and I also sent her some stuff, but I wasn't expecting to get a bunch of makeup in it because it was more supposed to be like a friendly kind of thing. But here we are, and I have a lot of makeup from her that I got that I want to try. And the one thing that I'm the most excited about is this Chi OMFG 2 Shocking Brights eyeshadow palette. I had never heard of this brand, but this is beautiful. Like, look at this. And this is supposed to be a drugstore brand in Australia, so I'm kind of excited to try this. So I think we should just start off by putting on my base makeup, which is usually not something I do on camera because I just think it's so boring. But I'm going to use my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is in the shade 2N1 Desert Beige. And I should probably get my hair out of the way because otherwise it's going to be really hard. Alright, so I'm not going to use any primer today because honestly I'm just kind of sick of primers and I don't know if they really do anything, so I've been kind of not using a primer lately and I haven't really noticed a difference at all, so we're just going to go straight in with the foundation. And I'm just taking this on a crown brush. This might have been too much. Oh well, what can you do? So I know I said this when I got this foundation, but I really wish this one had a pump. And it's so hard to really know how much to use when you're really just like dumping it onto your brush, because that's what I always do. I always end up using too much, so that's kind of annoying, but I do really like the foundation and I'm happy I picked it up. So I'm gonna use my Too Faced concealer. I also got this last time. I haven't done an update on this. I said that I thought the shade was a little bit too yellow for me, but honestly it's been working pretty well and I haven't really noticed any issues with the color, so I'm definitely going to keep this. I'm not going to exchange it, and I find that it works really well for like spot concealing too because the shade is very similar to my foundation shade, so that's always nice. I'm not really one to use super light concealers, so I don't really mind that the concealer is a little bit on the darker side. So the next product that I want to use is actually a banana powder that I got from my friend. This is from an Australian brand called Australis, and I have never used a banana powder before, so I am very interested to see if this is going to be light enough for me. Probably should have opened this before I sat down to film. Alright, success, we got it open. I'm just going to dump a little bit of this into the cap. Let's see how this works. I don't know if that's the right color for me. I don't even know if you can see that on camera. Let me turn on the brightness a little bit. That might have been a little bit too dark, but I don't know if you can see that, but that is so dark on my skin. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be the right shade for me, so we're going to, I guess I should do the same thing on the other eye too, right, to even out the mistake. Wow, that is just so dark. Whew, I don't really get the hype on banana powders. If you are very pale, let me know if you have found a banana powder that works for you, because I would love to know. So I'm gonna go in and set the rest of my face with my Too Faced Peach Powder. And I'm sorry, Prue, I don't like your gift, but you told me I could be honest, so I don't like it. Alright, I'm gonna quickly do my brows with this Tarte brow pen. It's in the shade Rich Brown. And I know I'm kind of speeding through the base makeup, but honestly, I just find it so boring. I'm so sorry, but I never really take my time doing my base because I just want to get it over with so I can get into the fun parts. Alright, I'm going to quickly spray my face with a little bit of Morphe setting spray. Alright, let's get into some face products. See, this is what happens to my hair when I leave it back like this. And if I leave it back for too long, it literally does not want to stay after. So that's why I try to keep my hair off my face as little as possible, because otherwise it just behaves like a motherfucker. So I don't have any new bronzers to try out, so I'm just going to use my butter bronzer, which I use religiously because I love this thing. And this is another reason why I don't really do my base on camera that often, because I swear I use the same products almost every time. The only things that I switch up is like blush and highlighter. So I think for my blush, I'm going to use the Balm blush that I got. And this one might be a little too pigmented and bright, but we will find out. So I'm going to be really careful with this because I don't want to look like a clown by the end. And it doesn't look like it's too pigmented, so that's nice. Yeah, this is actually very buildable and not pigmented at all. Like, it looks like in a pan. Like, this looks really scary in a pan, but if you're just careful with it, it looks really pretty. I will say though, this blush is extremely matte. And personally, I'm just a little bit more a fan of shimmery blushes, but that's okay. I think I'll be able to use one of these shades in the highlighting palette as a blush topper, so let's try that. So I'm gonna take this Bella Pierre palette now, and I'm gonna dip into this pink shade right here. I know this looks, oh there you go, that looks a lot better. So I'm gonna try to use this as a bit of a blush topper. See how that works. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. I don't know if you can actually see a difference on camera, but I just feel like it brings a little more life to my face. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's really pretty actually. So I'm gonna try to use the one that broke as a highlighter. This one right here. I mean, I just pressed it back into the pan and I think it's fine. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. And I've actually been using like a eyeshadow brush for my highlight lately because, I don't know, sometimes I find that the bigger brushes are just a little bit too big for my face. And I ordered the Sigma brush that everyone raves about, that everyone says is so nice. And then when I received my Sigma package, the box was empty. Like, there was nothing in it. So I sent an email to customer support and I was like, hey, my box was empty. Like, can we do something about this? And they were like, send us a picture of the box. And I'm like, what's the point? What do you want me to do? Like, it's an empty box. Like, I'm not gonna prove to you that I didn't get anything in the box. So, I mean, obviously I sent them a picture of the empty box, but I haven't gotten a reply back. So, I mean, hopefully they'll be able to ship me a new package because I obviously paid for the brushes that I wanted. I think I only got 2 brushes, but I did get that one highlighting brush that everyone's raving about. And I really want to get this. And I'm not sure if I like this on my skin tone. It's a little bit, I feel like it's just kind of leaving a cast on my skin and I don't necessarily love it. I kind of feel like this palette is more meant for people with like a medium skin tone and not a light skin tone like I have. But that's okay, it came in a box, so it's basically free, right? Alright, before I go in with eyeshadows and stuff, I'm going to use my Hourglass Luminous Light Powder. I actually got a full size of this because I love it so much. And my favorite brush to use with this is the Morphe G7. I don't know if these are available anymore, but this brush is so soft. It's like the softest thing I've ever felt in my life. And I'm just going to kind of buff this all over my skin. Alright, now we get to the fun part. So like I showed you, I have this palette that I want to use, but Prue also sent me this Viseart palette because she did not really like it and she wasn't really able to get any good looks out of it or get it to work the way she wanted to. So I'm curious to try this. I've always had this on my list of like products that I kind of want to try because I think the color story in this is really cute. This is what it looks like. It is tiny, it is so small, But this would make for such a good travel palette, and I hate saying that anything's like good for travel because honestly, I'll bring my alien palette no problem traveling because I have room in my suitcase. It's not like, you know, I'm traveling with a backpack. So I'm gonna first start off by priming my eyes. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my P. Louise base today because I'm honestly running so low on my paint pot, and since this is not going to be a review, it doesn't really matter if I'm having some issues with my eyeshadow primer. And if you haven't seen the review I did on the P. Louise base, honestly, I don't really like it. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's a good primer. It just doesn't work for me and my hooded eyes because it just creases on me like crazy before I even have time to go in with my eyeshadows. But we're gonna give it another chance and see if maybe for some reason it works better today. I can't imagine it would, but who knows. So let me know what you guys are doing for Christmas. Do you have any fun traditions or anything? Because when I grew up in Norway, we obviously did way different things than we do here in the States now. So we're actually going to my husband's family for Christmas, and they're partly Italian. So our Christmas meal and stuff is going to be homemade raviolis and stuff, which is amazing, but it's not at all what I grew up with. So if you guys have any traditions that are a bit unusual, let me know because I would love to hear about what kind of stuff you guys do for Christmas. So as my camera is shut off, I was saying that it's also really weird for me to open Christmas presents in the morning now because I grew up with opening our presents on the 24th because in Norway you celebrate Christmas on the 24th, so we'll always have people over for dinner at night at like 5, and then after dinner we would open gifts. So for me to like open presents early in the morning on 25th is still so weird to me, but it's so fun because obviously the earlier the better, right? So that's also another tradition that I'm still kind of getting used to, but I really like it. So I probably should have thought of what I wanted to do with this eye look before I started, but I literally have no idea. So I do know I want to use my Viseart palette, so maybe I'll start off just by taking this dark green shade and put that in my outer corner. And just dipping my brush into it, it feels extremely dry and dusty, but we'll see what happens. Wow, that is very dark. And I'm using a Sigma E34 brush, and I'm just going to pack this onto my outer corner. Wow, that is so much darker than I thought it was going to be. Alright, well, I mean, at least it's pigmented, right? Alright, so far so good. So to blend this out, I think I want to go into the other palette, and the first color that I saw when I looked into this was this dark teal blue, and I just think this is so pretty. This might be a little bit too dark to be blending things out with, but I just dropped my brush. Thank God I got two so I don't have to pick it up. So I'm going to take this on my Morphe E17 brush, and I'm tapping off my brush, and I'm going to start running this above where I put down that dark green shade. And I'm not expecting these to be super pigmented just because they are a drugstore brand, but I mean, you never really know, right? So that is a really pretty color. Not sure how well these two go together though, but I mean, we're gonna try to make this work anyway because I just want to try out some shades. I will say though that the Viseart one doesn't really look green anymore. I'm actually not having any real issues with the primer today. I mean, as I say that, I see a little bit of creasing right here. So maybe I should take that back. I think I spoke too soon there. So I'm just gonna dip back into the Viseart shadow and really pack this over to make sure it doesn't crease again. So if you are wondering where I'm going with this look, so am I, because I didn't have a plan when I sat down to do this because I never do. But I think I kind of want to use some pink, so I'm gonna dip into this shade right here. I don't think these have any shade names, so I threw away the little plastic cover that came with it because I hate saving those things, so we're just gonna call it pink. So I'm gonna put this in my inner part of my crease. That's really pretty. And I'm gonna be careful when I connect it to here because I don't want these two to mix too much. This is actually really pretty. Not gonna lie, I'm a little shocked at the pigmentation of these shadows because these are pretty nice. Not really having any issues with them either. I'm also going to take a tiny bit of this very light blue shade on a Sigma E36 brush, and I'm just gonna run that right above that teal shade and kind of lighten this up a little bit. I'm just shocked that that Viseart shade, like, that literally turned into black. Like, I don't see any green on my eye right now, because if that was green, that probably would not have looked good with the rest of this look, but it just looks like black. Very confused by that. But I'm gonna give the Viseart another chance, and I'm gonna dip into this shimmery dark purple shade. Let's see what happens when I put this on my lid. That's kind of pretty. I mean, it's not super vibrant or anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not blown away by this palette at all. I totally see why Prue didn't like this. It's just kind of dull, I don't know. I was expecting it to have more of like an oomph that it really does. Yeah, this is definitely a bit just lackluster. I'm actually going to go in with a bit of this black shade right here and just deepen up the outer corner a bit and just kind of cover up that Viseart shade. I mean, since it kind of looks black anyway and there's no green left, I might as well just try to deepen this up a bit more. This black's very pigmented. I think I know how to fix this, so let's say it together. Glitter! I'm kidding, I'm so silly. So I'm gonna use my Stila Glitter and Glow. Wow, shocking. This is in the shade Sunset Cove, and I have not used this very often. And this is like honestly kind of drying out, which makes me so sad. I swear I actually go through these and that's crazy. Alright, I'm just gonna put that on pretty much the inner part of my lid, almost all the way out to the black, because this look needs a little bit of sparkle. Alright, so this definitely helped a bit. This was about as much as I was able to get out of this. So I feel like I need to stock up on my Stilas again because I'm so sad. And I'm just going to go in with the same shade on my lower lash line that I have on the top. So I'm first starting off by taking the teal shade. I love this shade so much. That is beautiful. Wow. This is so freaking pigmented. I can't even. Taking a small blending brush, and I'm just gonna make sure that it's blended out here where I put down too much. I'm also taking a bit more of that light blue and just putting that right underneath. And then going in with the pink and doing the same thing. And for my very inner corner, I'm gonna go in with this silver shade on a Morphe M149 brush. That is so pretty too. This palette, you guys. Do any of you guys live in Australia other than Prue? I'd love to know. I will link this palette down below in the description if you want to check it out, but I think it's pretty expensive to get it if you live anywhere outside of Australia, so I've obviously only tried it once, but I think for it being a drugstore brand, it seems pretty good. Alright, so far I love this. This on the other hand, not so sure about it. Not so sure. So next I want to try out the eyeliner that I got in my Try Beauty box. And this is from a brand called Sistar. I've never heard of that. Let's see. Oh, well that's a good start. Oh, this is an even better start. I love when my eyeliners have a pump in them. That looks like a pretty nice applicator. This one retails for $8. Yeah, so it's a pretty cheap brand. Let's see how this works. Oh, and also before I forget, I know I showed you guys this eyeliner in another video. This is one that I got in PR, which is still the only PR that I've ever gotten. So I thought I would just give you an update because I really liked this the first time I tried it, and this is from Mia Adora, and it's called the Unshakable High Pigment Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. I liked this at first, but it kind of dried out fast. I think I only used it for a week or so until I started noticing that it was a bit harder to apply. So, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but it was good at first. So, let's see how this thing works. It's nice and black. It's definitely kind of stiff though. I definitely prefer my felt tip liners to be a little bit softer just on the very tip. And that went over my glitter very easily, which not all eyeliners do. So I mean, so far I kind of like this. We'll see how waterproof and stuff it ends up being, because usually my eyes tend to water throughout the day, so see if it holds up. But yeah, good first impression. It's always nice to have another eyeliner in my collection. So I think those were all the new products that I have. I do have a lipstick too. Maybe I should put that on actually. Oh, maybe that wouldn't go with this look. I don't know. Should we just try it anyway? Let's try it. This is from Suva Beauty. It is their Moisture Matte Liquid Lipstick, and it's in the shade Becheron. Becheron? Becheron? That's a weird name. Well, that's really pretty though. That's a very nice red shade. So excuse the application, my camera is shut off. This definitely has a bit more of a pink undertone. It feels very comfortable. It's not patchy at all. So far I really like the formula on this. It's very nice and creamy and smooth, and it went on super easily, so I'm definitely excited to have tried out this brand because I don't have anything else from Suva Beauty. So I'm going to finish up with the eyes, and for my eyeliner I'm going to use Goddess by Urban Decay. This is a metallic dark blue. And I think I'm going to ombre my waterline, so I'm going to use this on just the outer part where I have the blue shadow. And then for my inner part I'm actually going to use white. And this is just a retractable pencil from NYX. I'm just gently going over where they meet. Alright, I'm gonna also put on some Badgalbang Mascara. But first I gotta curl my lashes because I always do and I find it makes such a big difference. I know a lot of people don't like to curl their lashes and I understand why, but I'm just so used to doing it and I find that it makes the biggest difference in the world. Especially since I don't use false lashes. You know what we're gonna do just for fun, because Prue did this in her video the other day. She was comparing the Badgalbang to the IT Cosmetics Superhero, I think it's called. Yeah, this thing. And on her, this one looked really good, but I tried this once and I hated it. I don't know if it's because of the wand that I didn't like, but I'm gonna see if I can make this work too. Because I've heard so many people say so many good things about this mascara, but when I tried it the first time, I did not like it. I just find the wand to be really painful. And I know you would think the Badgalbang one would be worse because it's like way spikier, but this one's just so stiff. Okay, I will say though that the formula on this is better than I remembered. Right, this is actually pretty nice. I do think I still like my Badgalbang more, but I mean, I'm not mad about this. Alright, Prue. I see you. I see you. This is pretty nice. And for my lower lash line, I'm so high maintenance that I use a different mascara on top and bottom. So I'm gonna use my Superhero by Smashbox, and I like this because it's a mini and I like minis for my lower lash line. And I also really like the wand on this. Okay, so I think this is the final look. I'm not so sure I like the lipstick with the eye look, but I'm just gonna keep it on because I'm not going anywhere right now, so there's no reason for me to change my lipstick. So this is the final look. So overall, honestly, I liked pretty much everything I tried except for the banana powder, which I'm so sorry, Prue, but this just did not work on me. And I also wasn't a huge fan of the Viseart palette, and I literally hate these little cartons, so I'll be throwing this away. But I will probably try to use this again at another time. I need to maybe use the other shades. I really want to use this kind of light shimmery green shade. I think this looks really pretty. Let's swatch this. So I'm not sure if... Oh, yeah, that's so lackluster. Wow. I feel like all the shades in this palette just show up so much darker when you actually use them than they do in the pan, which is so disappointing because this palette is so cute. I will say they're pigmented though, but they're just not really what I thought they would be. So I'm really happy with how this eye look turned out. It's not at all what I planned when I sat down because I was expecting to have a green smoky eye at the end of this, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I hope you like just a very casual get ready with me. It's not something that I usually do, but I like to do it when I do have quite a bit of new makeup that I want to try out that I don't feel like warrants a whole video on just one product. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are enjoying my Christmas series so far because I'm having a blast filming it, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. As always, if you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!